Hey, this is Jerry Harris. You're in tune to Up Close and Personal with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Hey, listen up. This is Jerry Harris, SPRB Radio Podcast Show. Check it out with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. A live conversation show. Check it out. Don't left it out.
I see the other day somebody talking about Ableton. They're bringing Ableton into this and that.
SPRB Radio Podcast. SPRB Radio Podcast.
Subscribe.
And Sharon Mango.
Yo, this is General Levy, and I support and tune into SPRB Radio Podcast featuring the 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. You should know!
Check it out, check it out, check it out now. Yes, SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
All I can say is, Sly, welcome to the SPRB Radio family. Can you have fun?
I say, welcome. You are part of this.
Mr. Easy representing for SPRB Radio. SPRB, what we tell them, say, me have to stop school. My mama wasn't working and my daddy was gone. Gunshots saw rain again. I don't wanna be a memory, but I see no real solution. SPRB Radio, Mr. Easy.
Greetings, Massive and crew. I'm 10-Star General, and you are welcome to another edition of Up Close and Personal.
Yes.
Yes. Introduce yourself, Sean. Let's just get into this.
You know what? I don't know why. Okay, it's brighter now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Up Close and Personal with Reggaeologist, Mr. Lloyd, Reggaeologist. We're very happy to have him here, actually, because he is a busy man, Mr. Lloyd Laing, and thank you so much, sir. Thank you, because we just... It's an honor for us too, you know. You're a little legend yourself, just so you know about it.
Mm-hmm. It's good to hear that. It's good to hear that, you know, it's all about the work that we're doing, and as I always tell people, I'm doing Jah works. I'm just a tool of the Father's work. So wherever I say I forgot, that is where I follow. Yeah,
absolutely.
So everything and all, and I mean, as I always say, we are all tools of Jah works. If you are chosen to do Jah work, you just have to do it. You know. So
yes, sir.
All praises and be to Jah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you're coming at the right time where your voice is definitely needed, because everything seems to be going in disarray. And we've always needed that person who can give us a nudge in the right direction. And we find ourselves, you know, in that realm right now. We've seen the work you've been doing. And, you know, I've been applauding your works, and I'm a big supporter of what you're doing. Sharon and I want to raise the awareness of who you are, what you do. So just give us a little inkling as to who you are. I know you're known as an entertainment or music brand strategist. But tell us more.
You know, a lot of people, there are many sides to the coin of Lloyd Laing. A lot of people might know me from, you know, Island Rock Entertainment and my forays in the entertainment business, but I'm a data scientist and really a business analyst first. Yeah.
Right.
My foray has been in technology in Jamaica. I have done a lot of groundbreaking and landmark works here in Jamaica. In and around information technology. A lot of them, you know, like with a lot of Jamaican pioneers, a lot of things that we live every day now that people never recognize was, you know, how did this thing come about? You know, just simple business models such as the introduction of unlimited internet in Jamaica in 1996 through World Telenet International. Victor Lowe, Lisa Grant led that startup there. Being a part of Pathway Technologies, one of the first call centers here, helping to build out one of the first call centers in Western Jamaica. And along the way, I've done quite a bit. One of the projects that I'm quite happy about is Agri Linkages, which was a project I had conceptualized under the Tourism Linkages Network, one of the first what we call multi-ministry project, combining tourism with Ministry of Agriculture to create what is considered the first agricultural commodities exchange in the Western world, and that's a Jamaican product. I mean, we look about we tell about, but we do a lot of things here in this island that we don't really get credit for.
Yes, sir.
And along the way, it's always been, as a data scientist and somebody coming from a technical background, is any business or any venture I'm going into, I need to understand where is the data, where is the hardcore data. So my foray in music started trying to ascertain where is the data value. And to do that, I had to go back in time and study the roots of the music. At the time when was going through that sort of exploratory mission was at a time when I was at the university at the campus of the West Indies, Mona campus, that is, doing a project called the Total Ebook Solutions Technology. It was a pilot project under the office of the principal at the University of the West Indies. I think it was Mr. McDonald, Archibald McDonald was the principal at the time, and it was one of the first innovative what they call digital school learning, e-learning models that came out, and was probably, I think, considered the most successful e-learning project on a tertiary level in the English-speaking Caribbean. That still exists 10 years, I think 10 plus years after, considering I'm not a man that got the chance to be on the campus of the University of the West Indies and studied there. I was able to be given the opportunity to create an entire department, of which I'm very proud. Yeah. While there at the University of the West Indies, I got into the foray of reggae studies. And everybody is, call himself music and ethnologist and all of that. But while I was there, I did some of the most in-depth writing that has ever been seen coming out of the Reggae Studies Institute. I did introduction to memetic research, the study of dancehall, inoculation of dancehall, introduction to memetic research, vibes cartel, from viral to virus. I wrote the most papers while doing my little time there with UWI test around that, and out of that came a book, which is considered to this day to be the most in-depth, the most in-depth body of work on reggae. It's called The Genealogy of Reggae, 1200 BC to 2010 AD, and that's a body of that's still out there. But my thing has been all the way up to this point is trying to study the roots, because as they always say, you know your history, the future is not a mystery. Yeah. We came up to that point now, then we segued into the business where we saw that, okay, let's see what we can do. We been in production and executive production. Early started out doing executive production, then moved into production later. Started out with executive production with one of the most notable works that I've worked, I should say executive produced, is Courtney John's Unselfish, Made in Jamaica album, from which the single came, Lucky Man. Yeah. And of course Nomads The Trad, which was another beautiful body of work. And I've done quite a bit of works along the way as a consultant as well. And where I see the project makes sense for me, I will step in and as an executive producer or producer where it makes sense. But once I started to venture there, I realized how many problems there were in the system and how many loopholes and the disorganization. And then now has led me to the current segue where I am, which is Music edX, because we realize that, it's needed. There needs to be a space for creatives who want to become entrepreneurs in the business of music. Right. Yeah, a lot of people enjoy being a part of the music industry, but most of them don't want to do the business, and it's the business where you actually collect the coin. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What you collect, what I always say to people, that you will get accolades and you'll get likes and fans in the industry, but it's the business that you have to take to the bank. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so this is where we are now with Music edX. We've created a beautiful online campus, a virtual online campus. We just actually launched the second version of the online campus last night. Beautiful. One of the first in the Caribbean. We're always doing things that different. And I took some time today to actually speak to you guys before going to our Saturday session, because we have what's called a Certified Music Registration Professional Program, which is where we are teaching people who are interested in becoming music administrators. It's where the gap is. It's where the buffer is needed. Artists don't want to come and register them songs. They didn't come into the business to register the songs. They come in to get some, whole heap of crowd and whole heap of lights. They never come in for the split sheets and sign up them songs and check them performance. They never come to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah? So the only way that we can actually solve some of the major issues is by looking on creating a platform for people who want to be music administrators. Everybody come into this business and everybody wants to be a star, but stars need managers. Stars need people to administer them royalties, to run them business. And along the way, we're going to need managers, because the business lacks managers, it lacks music administrators. And in the case where we do have managers, we don't really have any professional manager. We don't really have a real a clutch full of managers that we can look at and say, yes,
absolutely.
We are, like how Norway churns out songwriters and Sweden churns out singers and all that. There is no place in the world that's churning out music administrators. And I think that is a low-hanging fruit, that as a small nation, considering that, we're always looking for opportunities as a nation to employ willing hands and bright people. We're going to need about anywhere between 72 to 120 administrators over the next 3 to 5 years to actually buffer the business and make it make sense.
Yeah, I like that. Exactly. Make it make sense. I like that. True.
Because we are the only industry that throws away anywhere between $250 to $440 million every year. We're talking in the back. We're talking songs released in the year that we're talking. Yeah. So we're estimating this year for songs released in this year to be leaving anywhere from 250 million Jamaican to 440 million. And that number is for our local industry. Yeah? We're not talking about the outside or the UK. That's just Jamaica. That's just homegrown Jamaica.
Right.
Yeah? That is my primary focus in terms of anything that I'm doing. I mean, it's seeing how and what are the problems and how we can make the industry a business, because we don't have a business. Yeah. There's always this saying that says tricks in trade, but at least a matches box in business, and it's totally required, right? We in our industry, everybody gets up every morning. I'm sure you guys have been through it. I'm sure 10-star General go through it, once in a while. I'm sure Sharon Mango go through it. Boy, Miss Mama Mango, boy, we need a manager. 10-star, we need a manager. What am I going to manage? Because if you are set up like a higgler or a vendor, you spread out that street front. Yeah?
Yeah.
What am I going to manage? I always say to artists, have you ever seen a higgler with a manager? Have you ever seen a walking vendor with a manager or walk behind him? No. Because tricks in trade, but at least a matches box in business. You want a manager, you need to have a company for somebody to manage.
Right.
Because you can't, what am I going to do? You're not a slave, you're not shuttle. I can't sell you at the end of 9 months by the pound. Oh, you're a 10-star general in 9 months. Where your man well fed. You get what I'm saying? Like, you come to me and saying you want me to manage you is like shuttle. Like going back to the days, boy, I'm looking a master. I'm looking a great master who can take care of me. Give me some good clothes, give me nice, corn pork. No, it's like you said yourself, as I said.
Yeah.
You understand the mentality?
Yeah.
But you want to say, boy, you're doing business. No, people don't do business like that.
Right.
You're coming into the music business, the first thing you do before you go and buy the t-shirt, the chain, the laptop, or the mic is to go and spend your time and go register a company. Whether in the United States or Jamaica, if you can do both, you do both. But that's the first thing.
Well,
so that even if you come to somebody and say, well, I think I want you to manage you. I'm saying, what am I going to manage? Well, I have a company here and I have the US-based company.
But let me just quickly say, one of the failures that I recognize that is going on here is the lack of knowledge. And because there is the lack of knowledge, and those probably who are representing those artists more than likely have a lack of knowledge, they're not rightly being represented in the right way. So how do we now get that message out to the artists that it's like a hustling of the industry, right? unknowingly.
industry is a hustle. The industry is a hustle. You hear what I say? Listen very clearly. I say it again. The industry is a hustle, right? And only people who are making money are the people that are doing business. Yeah. So what we need to stop is we need to get people away from the hustle mentality. But there's a lot of people, and I say this and I say it again, there are a lot of people that make money out of the disorganization of the Jamaican music industry at home and abroad.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, these are the people that, like, I've seen some people, like, you wonder how one person administer 40,000 songs, one person. And I'm like, you know, there can't be much proper you're like, who? Like, why? Like, I look at it and I'm like, the industry is burdened on a group of people that if, for example, we have publishers in this business now, that the way their companies are structured, if they die and their kid, who has no love for the music business, just decides to sell it to one of these investors, 70% of our industry would be owned by people that we would not do business with in the first place. Yeah? Well, we see what happened the other day with the whole deal with Song Trust. Song Trust is where everybody say, yeah, man, I want a publishing administrator or a CMO. Yeah, man, go Song Trust. Go Song Trust. And Song Trust was this close to being bought out by a big music investing conglomerate, which means that they were just slyly finding a way to buy out the independent industry. No, because we rely on these people so much is the reason why we put ourselves in these situations as independent artists. Think about it. We depend on TuneCore and all of these DSPs. We depend on Song Trust and all of it. No, it's the PROs and their copyright is cool, but we depend on so many people, yet we claim to be an independent artist. If Spotify decide them don't like it tomorrow morning, you're crying out and, oh, the cry for the independent artist when you're in a time and an era of digital dispensation where you can literally be totally decentralized and do your thing. But what I realize is that people are not looking to build a business. They are trying to find funds to feed from. They need that attention.
Yeah.
So it's not even the money right now. But then when it starts to die down like that first high, it's like, oh, why? Where? And then that's when they're trying to look the money. But at the end of the day, you can't take high and you can't take fandom to the bank unless you're banking on the funds to feed it.
And in the meantime, the damage is being done slowly but surely, you know?
Oh, it's generational because we have an entire generation of artists now that don't know how to sell a record because their whole entire career started during COVID. So they never knew how to sell a record. They don't know how to walk and sell themselves as an artist and in personality. And they spent 3 years. Think about an artist who leaves school and his entire come up is being isolated and locked up in a house for 3 years. Mental state after that is I can do this on my own. So we create a space now where there is no collaborative spirit in the business. Everybody just catch up in their own little corner. And then generationally, it's as I said and I say it again, it's a generation of soft artists. So nobody don't want to clash. DJs don't want to clash, sound systems don't want to clash, artists don't want to clash because everybody going through a soft woke era. Yeah. And we look on it and we say exactly that. Look at the state of the industry. There's nothing creative happening in the industry anymore. And I said to people, once Jamaican music landscape stop creating, then eventually the rest of the world slowing down because they look to us to pick something from, to get some inspiration, to feed off our energy and enjoy it into something pop, something rare. They have nothing.
Originality dying a death, right?
It's not about originality. There's nothing original happening because everybody just cannibalizing on the same thing that them see somebody doing. So I see, you know, Sharon do something and then I just decide, yeah man, I like that style and me I'm gonna do it too. You know, and you see that sort of thing. I was looking the other day and I was saying, I realized the day that Jamaicans stop being individuals and we came back into our herd mentality, because that's what we're suffering to right now, right? You go into a plaza and you look at every, so you know, there's colors to the seasons and all of this, you know, yellow are weird for summer, blue are weird for this, and you stand up in the mall. I was in Pavilion and I stand up on the top floor and I'm looking down, and I'm looking down at everybody. It's not like it's Valentine's Day or anything. Them say, boy, orange, and everybody are wear orange. Right. There is no, we're going back into our herd mentality.
Right.
Yeah. And it's really and truly what we're really seeing right now is based upon brought up, see. Why? So I'm not going to mince it. I grew up with my grandmother.
That's real talk. That's real talk. Real talk.
Because what I realize, there's a lot of people who say they are parents now, but they're not raising children, they are raising pets. Because I have a dog and I feed my dog, I bathe my dog, I provide a roof over the head of my dog, right? And I provide my dog a space to sleep, right? It's one thing that I give my dog, that even him own mother look at me and say, oh, why I'm always choose you? You know why? Because I give my dog a lot of love and care and time and talk. You understand? So same way you have kids, you have to grow kids with love and nurture. Not, oh, okay, society says I must breed and I want older man. So here I have a child and it is no a small animal that we have walking up and down to see what we can get in life. Or what the leftover from a mistake that never worked out the way that I did plan it. There's no not like what we see with grandparents we used to do. You know? I think my mother and my father is the last era of couples who get married and drink porridge while them try pay down on them first house and them sort of thing. You tell a woman to do that now, she laugh after.
Lord have mercy.
My goodness.
We live in a society now, and then when if you're going to treat a child like a pet, then you're going to grow up an animal. And look around our society now and say exactly how the people them behave, how they interact with one another, how them deal with them own brothers, sisters, and family. Because our society, through bad parenting and mirroring of the first world standards, have reduced our society to something that is unrecognizable now. Yeah, there's too much. I say it and I say it again. Like, there's nothing wrong with having the best of the best, right? Jamaica right now look and feel like a first world country. It's a certain things like the banking system and maybe JPS once in a while remind you that you're living in a third world. And a good pothole will remind you that you're living in a third world country. Yeah, but outside of that, what's really killing Jamaica, you know, my brother, is the attitude, you know, and then these picked up over the social media, you know, they have to mentality now dribble down in our society now, where they must say, yo, life short, so good, sorry. But this is where our society has reached. Yeah? I was looking on some data the other day. You know, 15% of the young women between the ages of 18 and 23 in the United States have an OnlyFans.
Wow.
15%.
Wow.
That's real.
And that's not one demographic, but that's females in the United States.
I'm here, I know. It's true.
Yeah, so that we have to understand the type of society, because I keep saying to people, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it one more time, that yes, men walk up and down and say, oh yeah, we are the head of the world, we lead, and we are the head of the household. But remember, for the body to function, it need, and to be balanced, it need a neck and it need a head. And you might be the head of the family, but the wife is the neck. Yeah, that is why it's very important for men to choose a good wife and a good woman, because any day your neck broke, the head don't have anything to stand up for. Yeah,
that part.
And we're in a society now where the head rather stay on the shelf rather than catch it on a bad neck. Yeah. So the society has drifted away. Women sell themselves an entire story, and I hear me very well. Women run this world. They influence your boys and your daughters more than the fathers, even if you live in the house. The mothers of this world are the most influential person and outcome of our society because they are growing our children. I see, TikTok have different spaces, yeah? TikTok have it uptown, it have it country, it has an industrial park, and then it have the ghetto, yeah?
Right.
And I see an incident where happened out of the ghetto TikTok over there. That's what we call it. Where a young man was on an interview with somebody and I talk about something him catch him seeing mother doing and how he was enjoying himself while what. That's how the society reach now, Jamaica, the land we love, Yeah? And that sort of behavior has been normalized in our society. Why? Because the woman them, when I tell you every day, when I single woman, I just single remember, all these fathers and we're single women, we're strong, we're going our boys, we're going single women. It's been said for the last 2 generations. Okay, let us turn back now and look on the results of single women growing boys in our society. I see something up the other day where I realized that I don't even know how my daughters, when find a man when even close to me, for him come at my door and say, yes, this young man look like somebody my daughter can marry.
Yeah.
They're going to be for quite a long time. Because them money, them can't. Like, where do we reach in a society where a man, I will get him tired punch about him and call him girlfriend for them?
Yeah.
How we reach this?
Yeah.
And then you want to marry my daughter, or even say, boy, you come into me yard to have convert. You can't come, no, man, you work this. And when you check him background, how him grew up by his mother, and mother grow him right, my mother's boy, right, and my mommy grow him. We don't have men, women cannot grow men.
Yeah.
And this is the result in our society. You see?
So let's nudge this back into the direction of trying to, because we understand about the egos and the attitudes towards the music industry or the business side of the industry. Now, my question is, how do you change that tide when people are now making money off places like TikTok, making clear good money, it seems. However, they're not protecting themselves in terms of registering their music, where their music will, gain that traction and earn money for them. Because to my understanding, there's millions in the coffers for artists who are yet to collect their royalties. Right?
Well, I would say not just millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah.
So a lot of that money, if they do not collect that money, it goes off to other artists who are well established in the industry.
That has been happening for years.
Okay.
I have reached the point of the industry. I'm not sorry for the artists when they do the right thing, because it's so easy now to do the right thing. Yeah. So if you never take the time to register your song, you never take the time to do the right thing. Well, at the end of the day, I'm really, really sorry.
Right.
Yeah, because you have everything at your fingertips
to do that.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And there's a lot of people other than myself sharing good information and good knowledge out there that you can. I mean, we're in an age where when I came up in this industry, there was no internet, there was no social media. We have to walk and sell a record. We have to build relationships with people. And when we had differences, we had to settle it like how real people settle it. To sit down and then try resolving the issue. You're going to sit down and can't come to a resolution and a pathways, but nobody needs to know a road so they have problems. Yeah? Everybody finding a platform for ball pan and cry pan like a standpipe, yeah? So I'm not going to say, oh, there's no one person or what. Everybody just have to do the right thing. Yeah? Whichever part or role that you play in the business, you just have to do the right thing. And there's nobody out here that's coming to save no artist. Like everybody's sitting down waiting on a record label to come, and then when the record label come, them realize you don't have your songs registered, there is no copyright for the song, them also you lose the deal. Like, just do the business the right way. It's 21st century now, man. Ain't nobody, the business change, ain't nobody coming to sign you and go be a big deal unless you have already invested in yourself and show value and work in what you are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Using music industry, like, it has always been a space where people who are marginalized, economically marginalized, if them have a singing talent or them have they can be a singer or play of instrument, it's always an opportunity for them to participate. Yeah. But now it's like people look and say a man and them don't know how fast him come up and yeah, man, I want to do that too, and I want to do the music thing now. And there's no quality control. Yes, there's nothing wrong with the democratizing music, but no, because everybody who can hold a mic consider themselves an artist, it has devalued the space for real creatives. That's the real problem.
Yeah.
Because the participants, the disc jockeys have become whores, right? They become strippers with this money club thing. There is no real DJing or happening within the colloquial spaces, yeah? The DJ, them follow the next thing where them say the next DJ happen. Now let me tell you, a lot of this DJ thing out there is pretense. You see all of these people saying them a DJ, there's a lot of other things that be behind it. The DJ is just to cover. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then when you take the time out, as I do as a music professional, to go and use the tools that I have to go and see what you're earning as an artist despite all of the hype, and I realize that you're not earning even enough to take care of yourself. Yeah? So where's the rest of everything else coming from? And so when you really tanker down into the situation, or as them say, story come to bump you, find out that in a lot of cases, you understand?
Yeah.
It is not what it seems. So I keep saying to artists over and over again, if you believe in what you are doing, then you have to understand that success in the business is not relative, it's incremental.
Yeah.
Everybody want to have skills being success, or they want to be successful like Skengo. Nobody want to be successful in their own right.
Yeah.
That is the problem. There's no individuality. There's nobody who wants to stand on their own. Yeah. If you walk down the road, I mean, our men have taken, it had the attitude. It comes back to what I was saying. You brought up, so it comes back into your attitude, come back into your visionary road. If you grow up a certain way, you start as a man to stand on your hill, then you will always be you know what I'm saying, unique. You're gonna stand out from the crowd, you're gonna be an individual, right? But if you grow up like a woman and when you see people wearing a pink skirt, you want a pink skirt one. Boy, you see a markets are doing it now, you're gonna say the good BMW go buy a markets because a markets are doing it. There are some sensibilities that don't buffer what is required. Yeah, because if you have people like that who work off of them emotions, they are business that is very stoic and stark these days. Emotions don't work in the music business anymore. So if you come in here with your feelings, nobody give up. Yeah, this is not the space for it. You have artists put themselves in self-frustration. Like you tell the man themselves, Virgin, people don't give up rats about the youths them in the ghetto. Because where they are, they ain't no ghetto. 14-year-old white suburban kid does not have a ghetto. He's going to sing the song here.
Right.
But you can relate to it, like, yeah. So at the end of the day, if you're not going to create music, as I keep on saying to people, the diaspora is big. Yes, it's 10, 15 million people in the diaspora. Cool, great, lovely. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that music is an export-only product. And when you compare us to like an African nation like Nigeria, one of them places with 200 or 100 odd million people, we're really small in the bag. So music has to be an export product for us because we don't have enough people within our diasporic bubble buying music on a regular basis. You have people out here who they will argue over musician and what a musician should do, and has never bought an album, and then want to consider themselves the biggest fan because they pay $9.99 for Spotify. Ask them why you don't buy. When last you buy an album? I don't need to buy an album because on Spotify have everything, and I'm like, yo, and then you're out there calling yourself a fan. Those people actually disgust me. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you come with all of this threat, but at the end of the day, you want to defend the reason you have paid $9.99, so you have the right at a fraction of a cent to come now and criticize the artist or talk about something that you don't think, in your opinion, right, the artist shouldn't do. But what was your contribution? You're not a super fan. If you're a man where I say, yeah, me I buy every record, well, we can say, all right, my brother, you have a reason to, because you're a super fan that's spending your money. Most of them people, they don't even buy a ticket, but they want to be the first to criticize artists and say this and that, and why artists doing this and that. Yeah? And so artists themselves have to understand what a fan is. And it's not everybody that like your music is a fan. It's the people that spend money on it.
Yeah, and we're not spending money.
Our community don't spend money.
We don't spend money.
We don't spend money. But you 10 star me buy the album. The first thing me I say, yo, 10 star, and run off a copy for me, man. That's our attitude. We do it ourselves. Like, what? Copy, man. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't be like that. And that's one of the premises I said when we were at Edge 105 and what we do now at Unity XM is that, so when we play the music, it's music that we have been bought, or we reach out to the artist and say we would love to play the single, or the artist them said it themselves. But at the end of the day, it's a space where if we do take off the music, no man can come to me and say, oh, we didn't pay and no. Pay all that free space, and music have to talk for itself, it have to show some work. And that was one of the spaces that we built out initially before we built out Music Edits. Yeah. Now we realize that yes, you need a testing ground for music. And that's how it started. I needed a space to test my artists them and to see their songs in a real world environment where there's no disc jockey, there's nobody else. There is just the artists and the listeners. Yeah? Just the artists and the listeners alone. And you will see something there, because if the people them don't like it, your song not going to stay. Them like it, you will get play. And so that's why I would say you pick We Play, because that is really how it started as a testing ground, but now it's a wonderful platform that showcases artists that most people would have never know out there, because there's so much noise around good music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir. Yes. Yes.
And then we have Island Rock Records, which is a bespoke label that do 50-50 projects with artists and other labels that make sense, right? And besides from that, when we looked on that, we realized that no, that can't work either, because there are so many people. You can't be doing business in an environment where there are hustlers.
Sadly so.
So when the time come around to do the right thing to ensure you're locking up your creative equity, you realize that everything is all over the place, because it takes 6 months. There's an album that we recently did, and the album was done in January. And up to May, just trying to get a producer on the next label that we signed the artist to. So just let's do paperwork. People them can get them credits, because almost 7 months it takes.
Right.
Everybody come in the business, have a little money and say, I'm gonna be a music executive, and then realize that it takes a lot more than just talking a little.
Yeah.
Little hobby money. Everybody have a little hobby money. Sit down now, make a little money, and then just look back into the sky one evening and say, no, so I'm going to music.
Yeah.
Realize how much money it takes, and that the business is a cash flow poor industry. There's a lot of money in it, but cash flow poor. You want cash flow, but on a wholesale, I said vegetables and fruits. Yeah. But when they realize how the money happen, you have to have a catalog to release some real money, and so that means you're going to have to put money into production. And so, as I say, we can't be doing business in a space where people are hustling business.
So
that is very important with Music EdX now, because we realize that the artists them don't want to do the business. Most of the people who want to do the business don't know how to do the business. So we need a buffer, which is called music administrators.
Right.
Yeah. And so our whole focus at Music EdX is to create music administrators.
Right.
Yeah, you can come and be a certified music registration professional as an artist. That's
Right.
cool. So you know how to do your thing.
Right.
Or we're looking for people who want to be music administrators, who want to set up publishing companies, who want to set up record labels where they can administer and publish. Yeah?
Right.
These are the type of people we are trying to train and build out. And we have a nice program. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to be running into my Saturday class as we speak.
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
So yourself, Saturday class, I'm coming. Yeah? But at the end of the day, this is where we are right now, in the next step of what we consider some of the low-hanging fruits. We have had and tried on many occasions over the last 9 years to sit down and have a conversation with the minister, right? Love Babsy to the world. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that the music business is what it is. Capitalism is not incentivized to promote meaningful culture, right? And we have to understand that. We have to understand that sometimes the people who we put in places of power are not committed, but more obligated. And if you're not committed to something, then you're not going to see the meaning to do it. To do it out of obligation, because these are some things that you are tasked to do based upon the job at hand, but it's not something that you're doing from heart. Yeah? So we have to accept that reality. And that is what it is. So, and I say it to people the other day, and I say it again. You can sit down and wait patiently, or you can get up and go and do it yourself. We come from a nation of people where we are innovators. Yeah, we say fashion over style and take what you have and make it into something. That is what we do.
Right.
So where we can see something, then and we talk. I'm not one of them people. A country me come from, so we're not going to sit down and wait for nobody to pass with a bag of with church up. I'm gonna plant my church up. Yeah, I'm not gonna look for another man Kalaloo. I'm gonna get some seed and plant my own. Yeah, if as along the way you come and recognize the work that you're doing and you want to help and assist, yes, but you help and assist on my terms because I started it on my back. Yeah, and some people, them are bandwagonists, so them not. You understand how you think? So you have to put your thing together first, and then maybe they jump online.
Yeah.
A lot of things I see in the industry that we need to do. There are a lot of people who have the resources to do even greater than I do. And I said to people, capitalism is not incentivized to preserve meaningful culture, but those of us who know better do better. Yeah. As reggae is a dying, it is a dying culture. Reggae is dying as a culture. The music will always be around because we have successfully been able to sell the shell, and the shell has been successful enough to sell itself back to the people. So all the little youths them down here who crying out Jah Rastafari are really just regurgitating the shell that has been sold to them from what the white man decided was marketable for reggae. It is what it is.
I think one of the important things to remember is that reggae can never die. It's very much alive in Europe and America and other places. But
reggae music will never die, but reggae culture,
yes,
reggae culture is dying. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'll explain something to you. This business is called recording business for a reason, sir. It never named the streaming industry.
Right.
It's the recording industry, which means that you have to press record. Record. Oh, we don't need some CDs. Oh, man, we have streaming. Let me tell you something. If this situation that we see happening in the world right now escalate to a point where the world has no power and electricity, 99% of them artists will think them don't exist no more because their music only exists in the digital. If light gone tomorrow, and we have a little battery or one of the spin wheel we can play with Gregory Isaacs, we can play with John Holt, we can play with Bob Mandy. Show me a 45 with Skillabang on it now. With Skank on it now. Show me a 45 with one of these trap artists them where the world consider to be the artist thing. Right? They're not artists, they're entertainers. Real recording artists have their music on record. I always say don't business if you're doing this business and you put out an album if it means you even have to spend the 40 and 50 pounds and print one record, but your music must be in a hard copy format that can be played hundreds of years from now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The streaming thing, I'm a big, I'm streaming. Plug out the streaming. Make Spotify tomorrow. Something happen. Make Israel decide so they want to buy Spotify or something. Make something like what yesterday the rubbish is happening with TikTok and all of that happening. Spotify just goes poof. Yeah, investors don't see anything coming out of it. Them realize that decentralized and them just decide, and then Spotify just turns out to be nothing, just a shell of itself like MySpace. We remember so we have come from MySpace, and the biggest thing about generation was MySpace.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Absolutely. I remember them.
Who would have thought AOL would end up to where it is? So all of these things have what is called a line of obsolescence,
Yeah.
All of these services, I've seen them come and go. I've seen bigger come and go. We have seen, remember, we have seen record labels come and go now, Same way these streaming services going to come and go, right?
Yeah.
But there's one thing that will always remain, and it's the record. And anybody want to debate that with me, don't know nothing about music.
Right.
Yeah?
I hear you.
Because the only thing, it's called the recording. It's called what Grammy? It's called the Recording Academy for a reason. Because when it was created, you had to have a record. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know where we are come with now, like everybody like, yeah man, just get up and I'm an artist. No, you're an entertainer. As long as you don't have a body of work that is in a physical format, you're an entertainer.
Right.
Yeah, so let us not get that twisted. We have too many entertainers who think they're artists and artists that don't understand what it means to be an artist. And that's why the industry is in the problem and it's the situation it is right now.
So give us a quick synopsis of what music edX can do for the general, because we have a few artists, watching right now.
Music edX is, as I said, that space for people who want to become music business administrators, who want to learn the business of music. Not just, we're not over there teaching people about the flute and, distro and, no, we're over there teaching the fundamentals of how the music business should operate.
Right.
Yeah. And then we're creating the certification courses around that so that they get the comprehensive knowledge base from end to end. Like today's class, we're literally in this session where they're going to sign up a PRO account. We're going to go through the fundamentals and also look at some of the mistakes and errors that would be made in just basic music registration. Yeah.
Right.
Earlier this week, with our Wednesday, Thursday class, we went through the process of registering your copyright, because 99% of these songs that we out don't have a copyright registration.
Yeah.
So everybody walking up and down, you own a song, poor man email. That's why you stay poor. Poor man copyright. Poor man copyright will keep you poor. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it don't give you no legal binding ownership to take into a court of law to show anything. You recording the song don't mean you own it. You registering the song only mean that you have the rights to collect on the performance of the song.
Right.
But who owns the song?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So all this is taught within the class, which is great.
All of these things are things within the class, and then we have fireside chats every other Sunday. Every Sunday. For the start, but on some Sundays we have fireside chats with people within the industry space, myself, about just general questions, and there are layers to this thing. We have our students, and then we have our general members through social media online. But then we have the campus, and as I said, we just rolled out a beautiful virtual campus. First of its kind. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that within our space. Yeah, very, very, very proud of it. Big up to the team at Island Rock Entertainment, right? But at the end of the day, the journey continues. We start here, and as we move on, we see what else we need to add, and hopefully we can help to fill in the gaps. So our thing, as I tell you specifically, is just creating music administrators. Yeah, because that's where we see is going to be the buffer in the business. And as these music administrators move on, they will have the ability to be well-rounded managers. Yeah, so eventually they're going to fill out the gap. Yeah,
right.
So
how can people sign up? to this.
Just head over to musicedx.com and just click join. To join is free. And to get some of the experiences, you can also join Music edX at Instagram and follow at Instagram. But yeah, man, the journey starts at musicedx.com.
Right. And how can people follow you and join you if they've seen you for the first time? I know many people know of you.
If you see me for the first time, it's Lloyd Laing, aka the Reggaeologist. And you can always find me at Reggaeology anywhere, any social media platform. One handle, Reggaeology. Yeah?
That's wonderful. My husband, I was saying to my husband today, he was like, who's coming on? And when I said who it was, I've been following that guy for years. He goes, yeah, I like him, man. I said, oh, all right. Well, I'm happy.
Love and respect, man. And you know, it's a wonder. It's a joy to see the support that we get from the community. Because we're not out here doing it for the likes and for fans. And as I said to some people sometimes, it's a boiling. Yeah, I say, hear what me I think now. There's a thing them saying, those who have ears to hear will hear. Yeah? And so that is what we have to let it not be said. And this is one of the things that I hope will remain, and I try to encourage it in our generation. I'm a Generation Xer. Yeah?
Right.
I'm 47 years old. And my thing is, when we were coming up, in a lot of things and a lot of ways that we had to do, we didn't have any advice. We didn't have anybody solidly telling you advice. Yeah. Nobody really actually cut apart and say, there's a reason why you should go this road instead of that road. But if you use that road, here are some of the things that is going to happen. We never had that. You have to go back with two and then a virgin say, if you go down there, say, you go chip up, you say, let me try it, and you go down there, you chip up, and you understand?
Yeah.
Let it not be said that our Generation X, did not impart or share the knowledge with the youth who want the knowledge. Not really there who want to argue or compete. For those who want the knowledge, let it not be said that our generation did not impart it for those who needed it. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's why I do what I do. Huh?
The other side of this coin is, I mean, I've had interviews with so many legends and so forth who sang a lot of this music, but till this day, they're not getting paid for the great works they did in the studios. They're not getting paid for it.
A lot of people, because at the end of the day, we're coming from an era, and a lot of people romanticize that era so much that it disturbs the way we do business. Everybody coming from, you never know, somebody could have buy a shirt out of music, much less a house. So it never take more than just giving you a house to take everything else. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. And so we are constantly kept in that sort of thing. And then we don't have no scruples in our society. Yeah? If a man come and say he want to do a show and you say $1,500 and you say, no, you don't that not going to work out,
Yeah.
The first thing I'll tell you is you can find another artist cheaper than that. Go on like so far. Then I'm going to actually go on another man and go find a man that going to do it for $1,000 too.
Right.
And that man they're going to say, man, and then the next time that man now can't do it for $1,000. The same promoter going to find somebody to do it for $750. Yeah. So yes, we have already set the bar wrong. And then when you push against the bar that you have set, the people them complain is like, a man, you see somebody doing the wrong thing over and over again, you don't say nothing to them. And then one day, when you reach your limit, 10, 20 years after the situation, you're going to be like, I'm not taking this anymore. And it's like, you've been dealing with it for 19 years, I never said anything, so you just get up now. It looks, it looks odd.
Yeah.
Funny
so
enough,
we are to blame because we position ourselves and we use up any sort of goodwill that we have in the international sphere because of our attitude and our approach. And so it's really difficult to work with homegrown Jamaican artists because everybody want to live like Shabba.
Yeah.
And it don't work. You have to put in the work to live like Shabba. For 10 years, it takes Shabba before Shabba boss. It's 8 to 10 years it takes to break out to make an artist overnight. 8 to 10 years before an artist can even see. So I look at people and I'm like, if you thought that coming into the music industry was going to be easier than farming or going to college for a master's degree, you got it wrong. And if you thought it was going to be cheaper too, you got it wrong. Better you go dentist school. I go buy a land of a country and plant the tree them, because by year 3, you're going to be earning something off of them mango tree there. Yeah? If a callaloo every 6 months you can grow callaloo, you can't make $1 million every 6 months or just plant one Samsung. You just come out of nowhere. A farming alone, and nobody can go plant some seed, watch it, water it, and buy a Tundra van tomorrow morning. Oh. Whoa. Only in farming.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
Only in farming. So at the end of the day, just pick up something there. Right. It's all in farming. You never see it anywhere else. So when people believe that music is an easy way to economic and financial freedom, them silly. Music take a lot of work.
Yeah. It's a lot
of money before you see a little bit of your investment coming back in. So if you're not planning to do the work, don't come here.
Absolutely. Well,
reality. People are like, oh, like, you cry down the thing and go try it, no, man. Try it. Me not tell you, say, don't do it, you know. But no, when you put your foot in the water, let it not be said that somebody did not tell you it is going to take diligence, discipline, right? And consistency. To understand, you have to keep on blinders, because if you stop and look around you, you're going to be overwhelmed by everybody else's success and movements and rare. You have to just do what you are doing and cut your road if you decide to you have to cut a different path.
Right.
But come into this thing thinking it's easy business.
So let me ask you another question. Is does Music edX offer a service to the artists who are unable to navigate the business side of things? So having a representative at Music edX,
we're looking at doing that at some point and juncture, because that is why we are rolling out our first batch of students. Because when we have, as I said, we're looking at right now to have about 12-15 people certified for early next year, by first quarter next year. Which means now that artists will have 15 to 20 people that then can go into the Music edX directory to see these certified professionals and engage them. All of them will be, as I said, have all of the tools and all of the business platforms and everything ready to get it done. So that's what we're saying, is that is what we are doing. We are making sure that there is a buffer now. So eventually, artists can just go over to Music edX, look up, if I'm in Jamaica, can look up one in parish and pick up the phone and call them.
Right.
Yeah, we're making it a business now. You're not supposed to wonder, I can get this thing registered. Yeah? You know, who you use from Music edX? Who you use from over there? Which one of the CRPM agents then? One agent in your parish. That's what we need to bring the thing to. Artists can go online, or there's a place him can walk into to him CMRP agent and get him stuff registered. Mail it to the agent. You made it to a music administrator. It's supposed to be a business like anything else. In Jamaica now, you have people where set up your company for you, right? You pay them right from England, boom, 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 boom. You say your company set up, you just have to come to Jamaica and go to the bank and do your thing. So what wrong with we? What? Yeah? True. At a stage now where we are first world, so there are first world things that need to implement in our music, yeah? We're not no less than nobody. It's like back in the days, we used to see yellow bus. And after we want to go foreign to ride on the yellow bus, because that is the ultimate school thing. Boy, it look like a real school that where the bus just put their yard door. And you just go on the bus and we watch that and we say, yo, can't wait to reach a foreign, you know. When the yellow bus, boy, reach up a foreign, and when you see the yellow bus pass, you say, yeah, man, they are foreign. See, yellow bus, they sure know when they are foreign. Yeah? We come to the point now where the yellow bus them pick up and pick me right time foot door in Jamaica. Yeah?
Yeah.
A country at that, as a countryman, that makes me very, very proud to see yellow bus in the country. Yeah? As a little youth who have to walk miles and go in and back of this and that and get a catch up a pass and back truck or one old farmer. To see yellow bus far enough there, white people yellow bus, I pull up for black people picnic in country. Yeah. That make me happy.
Yeah.
So I think that artists deserve the same thing too. There must be a place where artists can walk into, get them things registered properly, know that them ownership sign up, and look a file, walk out of there and buy a drink at the gate and leave and go back at the yard.
Yeah.
They deserve the same peace of mind as the man who own a stock certificate, who have a unit trust, who have a bank account, because they are doing something of value. The music means something. You might not see what it means to you. You might not listen to it, but every dollar, every nickel make a muckle. And so the artists need that experience. And the only way that they're going to start take this thing serious and leave it as a business if they see these things in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we are planting the tree for this generation, but the idea is that in 5-7 years, the generation to come, the artists of 2027, 2028 will have the shade of this tree to sit under. Yeah. And there will be enough music administrators around so that when the true trees start to bear, they will all enjoy the fruits of them labor. Yeah. It's business, man. Money in the business, there's a lot of money on the table. We just have to have the right mechanisms and processes in place. Yeah.
Well, I just want to take this time to thank you for coming on the show. I know you said you could only spare us 30 minutes. Way over that.
Listen,
so we really do appreciate
we are
it.
grateful.
I know you're a very, very busy man. We salute you for all the things you do. Sparky Melody, I said 10 stars should sign up. I signed up a few days ago. So it's just for me to go to the next stage now,
What you did you sign up, but you never tell me anyway? Listen.
Yeah.
It's the music edX, man, and the experience, and it's a full online.
I'm going to, because let me just say this real quick, because me make Ken start talk all the while. So me sit quiet, Mr. Laing. Me make it talk, Listen, what you're doing is amazing. How your thought processes, it's amazing. And the simple fact that you care enough to do what you're doing. There has to be some kind of leadership somewhere. Somebody has to take stock of something, and that's what you did. So I just want to tell you how grateful I am, and it's a beautiful thing to see this going on in Jamaica.
Yeah, man, definitely.
It's beautiful.
I came back here and I decided that I was not going to leave. I decided that no.
Where was you? Where were you in the States? Where did you go to States?
Yes. For a few years, I was working with a company called TTLC, and then I came back here on vacation. Actually, I came back from a great grandfather's funeral, I think it was, and I never went back. Yeah.
God bless you.
And then my boss decided that he wanted to convince me to come back, and so he came here to convince me. And he never left.
You never left.
He never left. And then his brother came and decided that he had to convince his brother to come back. Yeah. And then he never left. And then this is 9 months later now. The mother decided that she's coming to Jamaica to see what's up. And by her boys, who the farthest they've ever been is Atlantic City and probably Las Vegas and back to Italy here and then. And she come. Our 50-odd-year-old sons we're in the prep of giving her grandkids, which she never thought she was going to have. And so she's here now living. She goes back and forth, but she's like 88 this year. But she lives in Jamaica. So as they always say, I was the one that migrated the entire family. But hey, they came, they fell in love with Jamaica just as how I did. I fell back in love with it, and they never left. Jerry bought a farm and he got buried in St. Elizabeth. Jamaica will do that to you, man. But you have to understand that when you come in with a purpose, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Nothing happens like how you see it. You have to start small, look around the environment, understand the system. Because remember, Jamaica is the only place in the world McDonald's don't have a shopping. Yeah? McDonald's have a shop everywhere in the world because them come to Jamaica and fail. I always say to people, yes, you can have good dreams and bright dreams. A whole heap of dreams will come back with, and you have to part them because you realize, that not going to cook in Jamaica. That not going to work here. It might work. You can, and if you take that idea and go anywhere else in the world, boom, you're gone. It worked.
Yeah.
But Jamaica, it's a very, very man. It's its own planet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. But you say you're in the country. What I have to ask, because you know.
No, man, I'm a St. Elizabeth man, you know. Born and raised in the bread basket. Went to
Nice.
in the bread basket. Went to man. I'm a soul wholesome St. Best bread boy, man. Man of the side.
Love it. Love it. A grand fan, you wanna come out there? We come in.
So gentle people are going to have to run now, you know, but it was really nice.
Sir. It was
Thank you.
For the experience and for the platform. And to all your members, thanks for listening in. And I hope that there is something here that you can pick apart and you know, use it as some good advice moving forward to all who is listening. Yeah?
100%. We hope that you will come back again.
I'm always available, as I said, to 10 Star, you know. I'm available to any platform that is doing something positive within this space. Yeah, because reggae is not it is about community, and we need to get back to building community. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Some people are looking and say, oh, you know, you have these people. You say, oh, you're going to do an interview, and the first thing they want to do is go and look how many followers that person have and what over there and over that. And I'm like, you're thinking about the now. Yeah. If you have a platform to deliver some information, what you're saying today might mean the most to somebody 5 years from now, and the way he was on this page. So never deny. Remember, I tell you, my mission is let it not be said that our generation did not share the information and give advice to those who need it. So it no matter to me how big or small a man platform be, I will always make the time to share the knowledge if the platform is doing the right thing. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Anytime. It's Laing. I'm out.
All right, brother.
Well, ladies and gents, that was Lloyd Laing, aka Reggaeology, from last year. Been liaising with him to get him on the show, and we've just been able to make that happen. So we've spoken with him, you know, to pass through every now and again. So we're always going to be bringing you something that we know the artist will learn from. Things has to change, and he's the person who I look at him like the strict headmaster, you know.
Yeah, he really is. He keeps those vibes off, but man,
the zero on the headmaster.
Yeah, so but you know, people like we have to bring him back, because when you really listen to how he explains a thing, there's no time to beat around the bush. Right. You know what I'm saying? Is either you accept it or you don't. Yeah. So it's just, it was honor. He's a really, really cool dude. That's a gentleman.
My parents come from originally from St. Elizabeth, but
who?
My parents.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my mother, you know, Elizabeth, but moved up to Manchester, Spurtree Hill.
Yes.
Because they started to, uproot the earth, for bauxite. They were digging up
the bauxite.
So they had to relocate my family to Spurtree Hill, so that's why.
Okay. I know Spurtree Hill. I know about Spurtree. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes. But brilliant show. He's got to come back. He definitely dropped some jewels. So hopefully when everybody gets to see this segment, that you will really tap into the edX. Sign up for it.
Yeah.
Music. Right. It's a great platform, and just there's so much missing knowledge that you do yourself a justice to just log on if you don't have a proper understanding, or you're just getting out there. Man, he dropped some jewels today,
Yeah, a whole lot.
He dropped some jewels today, and it really is. It's thought-provoking at best, right? So, Maestro, thank you for plugging on.
Big up DJ Maestro. We also had Selector in the building.
Selector too.
Selector, and all the others who were passing by or viewed this show. So we're going to get out of here. I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about alkalinity, alkaline foods, the thing that is helping me, through my cancer struggles and stuff, and it's having some good results. So we've taken the effort to bring on an alkaline naturalist. She calls herself an alkaline naturalist. She's all about that alkaline foods.
Right.
So she's the real deal, and I feel blessed to have her on the show tomorrow. Unfortunately, Miss Mango is going to be AWOL.
I will. I'm so sorry, but I had a prior engagement, and I will be listening in though. Hey, you never know, I might check in, but I mean, it's a wonderful thing. I'm hoping everybody does check it out tomorrow. The importance of alkaline diets and the meaning of it, how it affects us and what it can do for us having an alkaline diet, even alkaline water. It's so much. Let me not go into it like I know everything, but those things I've incorporated into my own diet. So, yeah, it's going to be really amazing that she's coming on. I'm just sorry I won't be here. So please log on tomorrow. Even though I won't be here, I know you all came to see me. No, I'm just joking. Let me stop. But yes, thank you so much. Again, Lloyd Laing, thank you so much for coming on. This was a brilliant, brilliant show, and I look forward to you coming back on this show again, because you really dropped some jewels and some real education today. Right, Dancehall?
All right, definitely. Well, we're going to get out of here, and I'll be back here tomorrow. So
You'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. Sharon, I'm out.
Yes, brother.
People, I'm out.
Laters.
Well, all I can say is slide.